Forex market, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thursday morning today. We're edging closer to the end of the week, and we wanted to land here, right here, British pound and the US dollar, which we got involved about just a few days ago, just a couple of days ago, 3 days ago, when we saw price coming back, pretty much coming back from a false breakout. We saw that as a false breakout when price was kind of exploding upwards. And then we saw the comeback, right? We saw the comeback. When we saw price crossing back below 30.64, we figured out that this was a false breakout. I mean, we had our suspicions even before that, because we were counting the moves here. This formation had been yielding 3 legs, right? And usually we don't have that breakout on the 3rd leg. At that point we should be expecting the 4th leg, and later on even the 5th, and only then we should be expecting a breakout or a breakdown. However, that was not the case, right? So when price crossed back below 30.64, we went straight to the weekly chart just to make sure this was nothing but a slicing movement, right? A spike, where price ending up closing inside of that trading range. We're talking about that key level system, that black one, which has that top resistance at 30.64 and bottom support at 27.02, right? So once we made sure that was the case, right, there was there was no closing bar on the weekly chart, no closing bar above 30.64, we knew that that was a false breakout. And we just waited, we waited one more day just to be on the safe side, and then we pulled the trigger. You can see where we pulled the trigger, right? Now, this is a short-term cycle type of trading opportunity, right? It's a quick move. We're not going, it's not an ambitious target. We're looking at 28.18 as the target, so less than 200 pip. I mean, from our entry level, it's probably about 200 pip. Maybe a little bit low, a little bit more than that. But basically our profit here is small. It's very small right now. It's nothing to write home about. It's not the reason I wanted to land here and tell you about this one. The reason is this: we're still short, about 180 pip, right? 170 pip. So the bulk of the move is still ahead of us, right? We did pull the trigger 3 days ago. Price came down pretty aggressively yesterday, and it bounced off, right? It bounced off 29.48, and it doesn't surprise us at all. We knew that this could pose some problem to that negative momentum. We thought that level could very well push against price action, and it did, right? It did, but it doesn't mean that price is not going to come back and finish the job, right? It doesn't mean that at all. Because price, is on the 4th leg here, we kind of feel confident that it will move all the way to the lower section. It will push all the way to 28.18 at the very minimum. Possibly even, it will drill down and go beyond that point until it hits the 200-day moving average and maybe even the 27.02 again. But that's not in our it's not in our discussion at this point, right? We just want to focus on that 28.18. Here's what we decided to do. We decided to take a bit of a risk. Usually, we would not throw in one more trade until we make sure the testing level, the main point of reference, has been broken, right? And it hasn't. Obviously, it was pushing back against price action, like I said. Having said that, we still decided that we're going to push one more trade, right? So we're going to increase the position a little bit. We're going to throw in one more trade. We're going to have 2 trades here, and obviously at that point we're going to stop, right? We're going to hold ourselves back until we can see a vivid proof that price was able to break 29.48. That's very important. Once it breaks 29.48, I just hope we're going to have an opportunity to squeeze in one more trade. And then, of course, we'll approach that target, 28.18, with a relatively big size position. And that's pretty much the game plan. All right. We haven't adjusted the stop loss level yet. That's the original placement, 31.50. And we're not going to adjust the stop loss level until price breaks that 29.48 that we're so eager to see. There you go, guys. Pound dollar looking pretty bearish from the short-term perspective. We'll be back hopefully next week to follow up on the situation here. That's about that for this one. We'll be back with the next. Take care.